What's going on, everybody? It's Alp here. Oh my gosh, trivial times. So we have to get down to the nitty gritty. And normally I would say before I start this live, let's watch the trailer. But I feel like today we need to really have a discussion about, the state of things, what's going on, how are people businesses. So I have some advice that I want to give, first of all, my fellow business owners and entrepreneurs. The first thing that you got to understand, this is no longer business as normal. Okay, this is a world crisis. A lot of towns are going into lockdown. You see, if you watch the news, you know what's happening around you. Some people, despite of what's going on in our economy and in our worlds, continue to market regularly. That is a big mistake. Number two, you've probably realized by now that working from home is essential to survival, whether we're in a pandemic or not in a pandemic, because the world can turn upside down in a matter of a second. Highly suggest my Work at Home book so you can learn how to work from home. Super important during these times. And I want to give you some business ideas and some strategies that you can implement to mitigate the damages that your business is going to suffer due to the economic crisis. Now, before I do that, if you can hear me, I want to make sure that if you're watching, you can hear me. And I'm going to go ahead and share this out while we wait for more people to load here. How are you guys? Let me know that you can hear me. And I'm going to start sharing some tips. All right, I can hear myself. I'm going to start sharing some tips on how you can adjust to the market today and what's going on with the coronavirus. It's now, right? So if you can hear me, let me know in the comments below that you can hear me. We're going to get started in just a second. Obviously, everybody here, what is your current issues that you're dealing with? Yeah, Rob. Yes, everybody's companies is going to suffer. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how you can change direction and how you can pivot. So whatever it is that you're doing or offering, you can pivot towards the market, and that's what we're getting in. I'm just sharing it in a couple of places just so we can get some more people on. This is serious. Obviously, now that some of you have not started working from home yet, and it's going to be crucial moving forward. So I want to talk to you guys about that a little bit, if you'll allow me. Just let me know that you can hear me below. Tell me what your current situation is with the coronavirus, how it's affecting your business. I know for us, we scrambled over the last few days, working from morning till night, trying to adjust campaigns and changing messages. So this is what we want to talk about, is if you're running a business, you're going to have to change your messaging. Now, there's a few things that are involved in that. Number one, what's up, Brandon? Number one that you got to really consider is how can you be of service? This is a service time for essentials. Essentials include, soaps and rubbing alcohol to clean hands, masks, anything that you can do that will help the general public. This is your time to shine. Okay, so I know Brandon owns a hardware store. Brandon, separate, some of the hardware that you guys have that could be beneficial for rescue missions, for day-to-day living. For me, for example, I have the Parentrepreneur Lifestyle, which is how to become a work-at-home parent, which aligns with the news. But I have to change all the messaging on how this can benefit people that are now stuck at home and don't know how to work from home. So let's talk about that, Rob. I don't know what to do with my company will suffer. So you guys got to understand everybody's companies is going to suffer. Remember those ups and downs that I talked about? And for the last year, I've been talking about, hey, there's a big economic crisis coming. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I do know that it's going to hit, and I do know it's going to affect everybody in business. I've been talking about this for the past 3 years. That's the reason I sold my house last year, so I could become more liquid and disperse my investments into multiple things. Everything is going to be affected, realize that. So how can your business align with what's going on in the economy? And this is what you got to think about at this very moment. Do not keep marketing in the same way that you've been marketing till now. It's not going to work. Everybody's focus is on the virus, being at home. What are they going to do? Start thinking outside of the box of your norm and start thinking of how you could be of service to others. This is essential. Obviously, don't price gouge, don't do crazy stuff, but this is your time for the online entrepreneur community to really get together and figure out how to help those in need. Whether it's by starting to work from home, learning how to do internet marketing, or just changing the messages of the company as you're advertising it. People are concerned. They're concerned for their safety. They're concerned for, will they get infected? How can whatever it is that you're doing, whatever your business is, be able to contribute to society as a whole, right? How can you be of service to the community during these trying times? And this is the messaging that you have to figure for your advertising. Okay, so, like, again, Brandon, you own a hardware store. Can you get more masks? Can you get essential items? Can you work with the government on hardware or anything that can help? Rob, you're in human resources. Right now, a lot of companies, yes, they're telling people to stay home, but soon, right after this pandemic starts to pass, your messaging is going to have to align with that. Like, oh my gosh, have you been affected by the pandemic? We have, resources to provide you with staffing, or temporary or permanent. Like, you have to already right now, as this is going on, and it's probably going to be here for weeks, if not months. Okay, you have to first be prepared and be safe. Okay, that's really important. Stock up on your food, your drinks, everything that you need to hunker down, because by going around and like being face to face right now, it's dangerous. It's dangerous for you, and even if you're young, it's dangerous for the people around you that are of an older demographic or have some pre-existing condition that might affect them. So be considerate to others during this time and just stay home. Figure out how you could start working on your messaging, building up the systems for when this thing is over, because it will come to an end. So just realize that, like in business and in life, and obviously nobody expected this, right? Like, this is, yes, we saw a virus on the horizon. Yes, there was things going on in the world, but nobody expected it to have such a large impact on the world stage. Not just the physical stage. I know I have 1,000 Parks bags that are sitting in my garage that Amazon just canceled shipping for because they can't go out. So like, now we're changing the messaging for Parks bag. Now it's, like, we're trying to make it more of a pandemic bag. We've changed some of the design features, given people, like, you have to adjust to the market is what I'm saying. Okay, first be safe, you and your family. Don't take unnecessary risks. And second, start working on your messaging so you can connect to the marketplace. If you look through our page and you look through the content that we've been releasing recently, it's all around being of service, spreading the pamphlets from the CDC, helping people start working from home, helping people change their messages in their business. And I'll tell you, I have a client right now that we have large ad campaigns. We're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And, it's obviously going to affect that business as well. And we've already changed the site. We've already changed a lot of what's going on as far as the messaging, the offer, how we stage everything. We've already changed all of that to align with the market. In fact, we've also added additional discounts and additional services to address the COVID-19. So if you have a business and you have an email list or you have a following, let them know what's going on for COVID-19 and how you plan on interacting and helping your audience in order so that they could sustain this downward economy spiral. As well as general messaging to keep everyone safe. Be of service. This is the time that you can really make an impact and you can help some people get out of this horrid economical platform that's out there. If you look around, like stores are out of toilet paper, they're out of masks, they're out of all sorts of things. So just realize these are essential items. These will probably be selling at a markup, obviously, for the next foreseeable future. So if you have the capability of buying and selling, whether it's toilet paper or hand sanitizer or anything essential, that will help the community as a whole, because people are frantically running around trying to figure out, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? So right now is not the time to spend money on advertising unless it has to do with the world crisis and how you can contribute to it. So Start changing your messaging. This is going to be here for a while. You have downtime. You're at home. Start studying on how to market. We've discounted all of our sales funnels and our courses, so you can learn how to start marketing and how to start growing a business from home. You'll need that in the weeks and months to come, because let's face it, yes, there's a stimulus check in play, but for most of us, that's not going to do a lot. Yes, it's nice to receive a little bit of extra money, but if you have a house payment and cars payments and insurance and all this stuff, that's not going to last very long, especially if you have retail locations that are now closed and you still have to pay for the rent even though it's deferred. So start working on the messaging to bring to market for the coronavirus, and how you can give back to the community that has supported your business this entire time. How can you support them? This is a fundamental question that you have to ask yourself right now. What do I have? What can I do that is essential to the country, to this pandemic, to the crisis, to the fact that people are freaking out? What can I do to help them? And that's how I would base your messaging. No problem, Rob. Yes, we'll definitely just send me a PM. So with that being said, I want to wish all of you to be very safe. Keep your families safe. Start aligning in ways that you can help and give back to the community. I promise if you do that, your company will grow and people will be more reactive to the content that you're putting out and what there is. I just try to put out information that I get from the CDC or the White House, along with ways that I feel like I can help society right now kind of dig themselves out of this economic crisis and this pandemic. So for me, it was important. Guys, go get my book, ParentpreneurLifestyle.com. It's on Audible. Okay, so just go to Amazon and get it on Audible, because it will give you insight on how you could start working from home as a parent. Okay, and what are you going to do with your kids now? They're going to be homeschooled, all this stuff that I talk about in the Parentpreneur Lifestyle. We also, like I said, we decrease sales funnels by 70%. So if you want to switch your messaging and you want to build a new sales funnel to something that you believe can impact the market and influence the market in a positive way, something that you can give back, I'll be glad to help you. Right now, it's 70% off of sales funnels. So you can go to funnelchef.com, go to the shop. I promise 70% off, just PM me. And obviously, I've unlocked some basic trainings on Empire Builders Masterclass, so you can take the webinar for free without no opt-in or anything, get you some idea on messaging, because I cover some of that and how you're going to get traffic during this time. So that's going to be on 7 Figure Flicks, Empire Builders Masterclass. The training is now, you don't have to opt in for anything. Just go to that training and it will have the webinar there for you, so you could take the training and figure out what your messaging is, how you should address the marketplace today, and how you could be of service to the community. I'm going to try to do small lives going in through the coronavirus and how it's going to affect the economy and what you should expect and how you can pivot your business in order to match the market demand and how you can be of service in these dire times. There's a lot of government contracts that are going out. So if you're approved as a government vendor, like Social Brim is an approved marketing vendor for the state of Florida, we're going to pick up jobs and try to help the government. As well as local businesses. We're going to heavily try to help and support our local business community. Really get past this, because I know it's a struggle, and I deal with a lot of companies. We have over 164 customers, and I know what you guys are going through, and I want to be here for you, and I want to help you succeed. So this week, right now, if you have a business, start working on your messaging and start aligning with the coronavirus, the COVID-19, how you could give back to the community, how your business could be effective during this time. And remember these key words: essentials, right? I'm not going to try to sell a Parks bag right now or anything that is non-essential. So survival mode, think like that. And if you have anything that can impact or offer help or aid, do it. It will grow your business and maybe even get you some good press. With that being said, I hope you guys are enjoying You Got This on 7 Figure Flicks, my reality TV show, which takes you behind the scenes of how I actually run businesses from home and the daily struggles that I deal with. Although obviously the coronavirus is not a daily struggle I deal with, but at the same time, everything affects our business in the marketplace. And when you have a disease like this that is spreading so quickly and closing down businesses, you're going to need to adapt your messaging really, really fast and offer solutions for customers to still be able to do business with you. Try to give back as much as possible. That's my suggestion. These are hard times for everybody, and you might be part of the solution instead of part of the problem. With that being said, please stay safe. Keep your family safe. Look after the elderly, even if it's getting them some medication or soaps or food. Leave it at their door, and just do the best that you can. May God bless you, and I'll see you on the next live.